Hello, 你好, welcome to Chinese Begin. Today, we will learn initials of pinyin. In this lesson, you will learn 8 initials. Okay, let's begin. Now, let's look at them one by one. The first one is bo. Bo is an unaspirated bilabial plosive sound. When we pronounce it, long air is compressed by the closure of the lips. Then, the air escapes with a sudden release of the labial closure. It sounds like bo in boy. Please read after me. Bo, bo, bo. The pinyin of the character bu. Bu is composed of the initial bo and follow u, together with the fourth tone. Bo wu bu. Bu means no. Next one, po. Different from bo, this one is an aspirated voiceless bilabial sound. The position of articulation is the same as that of bo, but there is air that released forcibly with a puff. When you pronounce it, it sounds like po of policy. Please read after me. Po, po, po. The pinyin of the Chinese character po is composed of the initial po and the final o, that was the second tone. Po or po. Po means old man or mother-in-law. The next one is mo. Mo is an unaspirated bilabial nasal sound. When we pronounce it, the lips form a closure. The air stream passes through the nasal cavity. It sounds like more immodify. Please read after me. Mo, mo, mo. The pinyin of the character mo is composed of the initial mo and the final o, that with the first tone. Mo or mo. Mo means feel or touch. The next one is fo. Different from bilabial bo, po, mo. Fo is a voiceless labial dental fricative sound. When we pronounce it, the upper teeth make a light contact with the lower tip, and the air is released in between with friction. It sounds like fo of format. Please read after me. Fo, fo, fo. The pinyin of the character fan is composed of the initial fo and the compound follow an, that with the third tone. Fo an, fan. Fan means against or reverse. Okay, let's have a conclusion of these 4 initials. We can find that bo, po, mo are bilabial sounds. When we pronounce them, our lips should form a closure firstly. Fo is a dental labial sound. When we pronounce it, the upper teeth make a light contact with a lower tip. The next initial, de, is an unaspirated voiceless alveolar plosive. When we pronounce it, the tip of the tongue and upper alveolar ridge form a closure. Long air is compressed behind this closure, then escapes. It sounds like de of dirty. Read after me. De, de, de. The pinyin of the character dao is composed of initial de and the compound follow ao, that with the first tone. De ao dao. Dao means knife. Next one, te. Te is also an alveolar plosive. Its position and manner of articulation are the same as those of de, but it's aspirated. You can feel a puff when you pronounce it. is sound like T of today. Read after me. T, T, T. The pinyin of the word 塔 is composed of the initial T and the final A with the third tongue. T, A, Ta. Ta means tower. Next one, N. N is an alveolar nasal. When we pronounce it, the tongue tip is pressed against the upper alveolar ridge, and the air is let out through the nasal cavity with the vibrations of the vocal cords. It sounds like N of no. Read after me. N, N, N. The pinyin of the character neng is composed of the initial N and the back nasal final N that with the second tongue. N, N, neng. Neng means can. The last one, L. L is an alveolar lateral. The tongue tip makes a light contact with the upper alveolar ridge, but slightly more to the back than the position for N. The air stream is released from the side of the tongue. It sounds like L of letter. Read after me. L, L, L. The pinyin of the character lan is composed of the initial L and the compound fellow an that was the fourth tongue. L, an, lan. Lan means pour. The difference between the nasal N and the natural L is that when we pronounce nasal N, the air is let out through the nasal cavity with the vibrations of the vocal cords. We can feel the vibration of our nasal cavity. But when we pronounce the lateral L, the air stream is released from the sides of the tongue. Okay, let's have a conclusion of these four initials. D, T, N, L are apical sounds. When we pronounce them, the tongue tip makes a contact with the upper alveolar ridge. And when we pronounce N, the air escapes from the nasal cavity. In the end, let's read these 8 initials together. Bo, bu, no. Po, po, older woman. Mo, more, touch. For, 反, against. De, dao, knife. Te,塔, tower. Ne, neng, can. Le, lan, pour. Okay, that's all about this lesson. In next lesson, we will learn other initials g, k, h, j, q, xi. 再见, see you next time.